come into a game truly facing a challenge, but Charles, that's the case this week.
Absolutely. What a challenge it is, because they're now coming into this one and they don't exactly have a clear advantage, something that they usually possess in every game they play with the way that they throw the football. I can't wait to see if they change things, if they emphasize different things than we've seen throughout this season, how they go about trying to move the ball downfield.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals offense here ready to rock and roll. Joe Burrow is the man at quarterback.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, Accentuate the Positive. Because that's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air. Receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're a running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
Now a deep ball here, hauled in just past the 50. A big play there on the first play of the game. 44 yards. How about a deep ball on the first play from scrimmage, putting that secondary on notice?
Brandon, all I remember when I was a player is that we always took a test the night before the game about teams' tendencies and what they plan to do. I'm not sure we think deep ball right out of the gate and putting us back on our heels.
And that one caught. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Texans scoop it.
Let's face it, everybody at the start of the game has a mental image of how they expected to go, and I think that was going exactly as they scripted it offensively. Moving the ball well, seemingly in control, and that fumble, that's got to be a little bit deflating, don't you think?
Yeah, foiled the whole plan there, turned the ball over. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they will be led out by a guy certainly still trying to prove himself here in the league, the young rookie quarterback.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers, and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
The numbers on the ground for Pierce last week. 14 carries, 85 yards.
Sitting 10th in the league in rushing isn't bad, but it's also not as high as where he knows he should be with how talented he is. There's definitely another gear there, and hopefully their game plan gives him an opportunity to hit it and put together one of his best performances of the season.
On second down, here's the option. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. And here, Charles, is a look at the inactive, some of the guys that are out today due to injury.
Yeah, and this is where the preseason work comes into play for some of those backups. It's not just them getting some experience on the field, but preparing each week in practice as if they were going to play. And when you have guys like that on your team, you've got a chance for success when the injury bug hits.
On is the punter, Johnston now, as he sends this one away. And this one will be touchdown inside the 40-yard line. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. And they got across the 50 last time, but fumbled and turned it over, so they'll be looking to have a short-term memory here, Mr. Davis.
Not only a short-term memory.
Mixon hit, and the ball is out. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Here we go. From the 39-yard line, here comes second down at 6. On second down, here's Pierce. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. Well, this defense for the Bengals, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped him, bringing up 4th down.
He'll drop to throw. Open man is Mechie, and he's got him. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Not often do 4th down conversions result in 23 yards, but that's the case here. 1st down. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Ready?
Now back to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. The quick slant caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Well, you have to be aware defensively that you've got 2 goals because obviously you're trying to prevent the touchdown, but you're also trying to keep it from getting a 1st down as well. That time they weren't up to the task, and it's 1st and goal.
They need about the length of the football here on 1st and goal. It's a quarterback sneak, and he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. A great effort there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Texans use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it was capped off by the quarterback sneak for 6. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Joe Mixon and the Bengal offense ready to go back to work. He's got to clear his mind a little bit right now. 1 carry, and that carry was a lost fumble.
Clear his mind, clear his hands, and just let this one go. Sometimes it happens. You drop the ball. Got a full game ahead of him. Hand it to him again. See if they can start to produce.
Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins. And out across midfield down to the 45. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Burrow looking to pass. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Here we go.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2.
Here we go.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. That good for 19 and a 1st down. Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there. To Mixon on the check down. And he loses the football a 2nd time. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. The fumble on 1st down now. Here's 2nd down. Here's Burrow. Touchdown! Hayden Hurst. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Bengals are an extra point away from drawing level. Extra point by McPherson. Good. And we are tied at 7. That time 75-yard drive for the Bengals. So even at 7 now as they kick it away. And it ends with a Bengals score. From the 6. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here.
The football changing hands here as this offense takes the field. Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt.
And the Bengals take over 1st and 10.
11 Thomas, 11 Mighty, 11.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
On 1, right?
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Texans scoop it. Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you. All right, so if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back into you. Take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, because here come the defenders.
Gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. There to make the grab.
And the Texans have taken the lead. Well, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but his top 2 options were not available on that throw, so he went the safe route. Worked out pretty well.
It was like you were in the pocket. How about you going through the progressions like that? But a lot of offenses say touchdown to check down. Look downfield first, bring it back to the line of scrimmage. Not easy for a rookie to do. Oftentimes they get one look and they make their decision off of that. He went through 3. That was impressive.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here 1st and 10
at their 25-yard line.
12.
He'll throw from the gun. This goes out wide from Mixon.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now it's Burrow.
Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this 1st quarter. Ready for the 2nd quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
11 MT, 12. 11 Thomas.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
A couple of 1st downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down.
Burrow going to fake to Mixon and now look to throw.
And again, that's Hurst. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
Here we go.
4 yards remain for 2nd down.
11.
Burrow will throw. Boyd's the target, and he has it over the middle.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Here we go. 11 MT, 11. 12. 11 MT, 12.
Mixing up the middle. And, oh, my goodness, he loses it again. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
Man, that's a third fumble for him now in this ball game. And you know the old saying, CD, once is a fluke, twice a coincidence, 3 times becoming a pattern.
3 times is a problem in this case because we've seen field goal kickers have days like this, quarterbacks occasionally. But how rare is it for us to see a running back lose it 3 times trying to carry it?
A throw left side to start the drive is complete. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
Pierce gets this one running right.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down.
First down, they go right back to Pierce.
Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
The Texans at 3-2, a game over 500 here to start the season. But Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one. Running their plays over and over during the week can often get robotic for an offense, but on game day they can often flow smoothly, as that one just did.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. They'll set up to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. A.J. Green with career touchdown number 70.
And the Texans have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Jalen Petrie picks it off, and the Texans are going to take possession of the football.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Dameon Pierce taking the field with the rest of the Texans offense.
And we checked the rushing numbers so far here into week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL is that defense travels and defense endures even in bad weather, right? You know what else does? A good running game. And people want that, especially as you head down the stretch. You may play outdoors in some nasty stuff. You're trying to get to the playoffs. This is the time to get it going. And individually, I don't think you should just think about 1,000 yards either. The bar has to be set higher with this beginning.
Flush to it, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards, and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side.
Ready, set.
They'll look to throw now on first down.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's second down.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here.
And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So on 4th down, Texan kicker Kaimi Fairbairn comes on. The kick by Fairbairn is good, and they will open things up a bit more. It's 24-7. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Cincinnati set to take over once again. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. The Texans here on 3rd down, putting an extra defender in the secondary. Now Burrow. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away.
That's returnable now for Smith. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back.
And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10.
The Texans offense set to regain possession.
They've had a very solid first half, and as we near the end of that first half, they're just looking for a little more on top of their lead right now.
And when you put together a game plan on offense, you put together what you think is going to be the best possible scenario, right? Hey, we're going to score. These are the plays that are going to do it. But you also put together your counters, meaning after they make adjustments to what you're doing, what do we have to go to next?
The adjustment to the adjustment?
Exactly. So I can't wait to see if we come out into half, how they're going to go about doing things. Do you just keep running what you ran before, or do you go to your counters expecting those adjustments to happen?
Before that, we'll see the end here this first half. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Over the middle, that's caught by Amari Rodgers.
And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 27-yard line. Again, he'll drop to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. They'll look to throw again. This is caught. Touchdown, Texans.
John Mechie,
27 yards.
And the Texans are able to widen their lead here in this first half.
And remember, partner, that's a rookie quarterback back there. Apparently, he's getting the hang of this NFL thing pretty quickly.
Had 3 touchdown passes. You're right, he looks comfortable. What are they doing? Anything in particular?
Well, they keep talking about making sure they're giving him plays that fit his talents and also maybe shrinking the playbook a little bit. They did tell us that. Bottom line, he's really good.
So that drives 7 plays in length.
And it was all capped off by a John Mechie touchdown reception. Fielded just outside the goal line.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Bengals going to take over late in this first half. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. And he's got room. Finding space at the 40. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
Well, he was a busy man.
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. The thing that they'll be looking at. So that challenge, a successful one. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. Well, following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Burrow, his throw incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
To the air again, Burrow. He's got Hurst, his tight end. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. And that is taken in by Hurst. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. From the red zone now, here's Burrow 1st down. He's got his big tight end. That's Hurst. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. They will throw on 1st down with Burrow. Buying time to his left. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Burrow looking to pass. He'll drop this one down to mix it. Oh, he's going to be brought down there in the field of play. And the clock will run, no timeouts. They will not have the chance to bring out the field goal unit. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll head down to... Well, we'll move right through the break then, skipping halftime and back to the field for the start of the second half. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the 3rd quarter. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. So here are the Texans to take over. They were losers a week ago to Tennessee, but they're on top right now as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Repeat of the last play, going to Mechie here. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course, leading the NFL in receiving yardage.
So he's done nothing at all to hurt his cause to stay in that spot. But I've been so impressed with how he's gotten it done. Body control, route running. How about the way he competes for the football at the end of the play?
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts. This time on third down.
They'll try and sneak it here. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw.
And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
Out of the gun now on third down.
He's got this one complete to Rodgers.
And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the first down. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Back to throw again.
Open man is Mechie, and he's got him. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. First and 10, it's Pierce.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down.
And he's going to push his way down. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be third down at about the length of the football.
Pierce will try to pick it up.
But he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you should have a few men in the box there.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Touchdown!
John Mechie.
His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Texans take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack the defense and take them out of the game.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this 2nd half.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the 2nd half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late. That wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
The time called here because a member of the Texans is in some discomfort. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
On 3rd down, Burrow. Throw left side, caught by the tight end, Hurst.
And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
First down, here's Burrow. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
So 2nd and 10, third quarter. Thanks for tagging along with us here from the Queen City of Cincinnati. Burrow will throw. And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. T. Higgins. His first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point by McPherson. No good. And the lead's down to 24. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. From the 6. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Houston set to take over. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Pierce. He'll get a yard. That's all as they get him down at the 28.
Here's 2nd and 9. Just a yard on that last run. Back to throw here. And his throw's going to be incomplete. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he's on to punt for Houston. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10.
T. Higgins leading the Cincinnati receiving corps out for this upcoming series.
Good day for him so far here in the 3rd quarter. He's hit pay dirt once, over 100 yards. But, hey, it's the 3rd quarter. He's thinking, I want more, right?
He wants more, and it just increases the confidence of his team because every play he makes, that means his quarterback is really feeling good about throwing the football. Probably feels like he can't throw an incomplete pass when he throws it to him right now.
Yeah, he's looked really, really sharp.
An option handoff here to Mixon.
And, this Texans defense, they're all charged up now. They stopped him behind the line for the 2nd straight play. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Now a 3rd down throw.
Force him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there.
And the Texans will take over.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Now the throw hauled in by Green. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the 1st down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Cincinnati. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
Here we go, set.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Yeah, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up.
Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. And they'll go right back to Pierce.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. They'll look to throw here on first down.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. For their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, it's been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
The offense on third down, they've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This is going to be 3rd and 13. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Now Kaimi Fairbairn out for the field goal try for the Texans. Fairbairn able to put this one through, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here.
Well, their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw here on target to Hurst.
And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
Here we go.
Again, it's Burrow.
Again, that's Hurst. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Burrow.
Over the middle, he finds Higgins. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
11 MP.
Inside handoff to Mixon. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
11 MP. 12. 11 Tommy.
Once again, they run with Mixon. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard.
11.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Ready?
They run for it with Mixon. And a loose football. And the Texans scoop it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Come on, set. Ready?
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. And the reception made by Green. And they work this out past the 25. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Hand off right side to Pierce.
And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there.
59 yards on the ground for him so far.
Under 4 to go now as they come up on second down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Green's got it over the middle. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 44-yard line. Last play, they got stopped at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll set up to throw.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Green.
And he is going to have a Texans first down. It's a gain of 12 on 4th.
A gain of 12 on 4th and 10, just enough for the conversion. And defensively, an opportunity slips away.
Pierce takes it straight ahead.
And he stopped immediately there. Von Bell up to make the tackle. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away.
Mechie has it on the slant.
And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 19. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
That one looks like he'll throw here.
Repeat of the last play going to Mechie here. And the Texans are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
Well, there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing. The route running, competing for the football, just breaking down the defense.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Again, he'll drop to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference to see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess? He didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up. But he certainly will have some explaining to do.
Now they go for it on 4th down, but that pass is knocked away and incomplete. On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. That's the tight end, Hurst, with it. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll make it 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackle. Tackle him after the catch.
Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line.
Here we go.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. On 3rd down, Burrow. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick.
Here's Smith to return it.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. On the slant, complete to Green. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he goes right back to Green. He's got it complete. And they eventually get to him at the 17 after a pickup of 17 into the red zone. 1st down.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Texans, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they'll return home next week to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Seahawks in Seattle.